Hey guys, welcome back to Yoga with Leona, your site for everything about yoga and breast cancer recovery. Excited to see you again. Today's video is going to be a vigorous vinyasa practice. So as you know, if you've watched a number of the videos, most of our videos are in the Y for C or Yoga for Cancer methodology, and these videos follow certain guidelines that make the practice accessible really to anyone. And so that's like where we use the blocks for our sun salutations, and we do certain movements in certain ways that make it safe for everyone's spine and really protect us from injuring ourselves. But if you've been practicing yoga for a while, or if you've been doing the Y4C videos for a while and you feel like you're gaining strength and flexibility, and if you feel like you're fine to start putting some weight into your arms, then I wanted to post a few vigorous vinyasa practices for you. So if you're wanting to kind of step up the amount of energy that you're using in your yoga practice, or you want to try something that's a little bit more intense, then this practice will be good for you. Now, important to remember to always listen to your body. So take breaks when you need them, rest, and I'll give you some options for modifications as we're going along here. If it turns out that you like the more vigorous practice, but you want to do the sun salutations in the Y4C way using the blocks, certainly fine to feel free and do that anytime. All right, so as usual, we'll begin with a theme. So today's theme is brahmacharya, which comes from the 8 limbs of yoga, from the yamas, and brahmacharya is right use of energy. So historically talked about the use of sexual energy and maintaining and conserving sexual energy and relating to celibacy and things like that. But in modern times is really thought more in a general way to relate to right use of our energy in general. And I think for us as cancer survivors, this is such an important lesson, especially when you're going through treatment, but even after that and into recovery, we need to be really smart about how we use our energy. So it's so easy, even in daily life, but also on our yoga mat, to expend more energy than we need to. So brahmacharya is about learning to understand what use of your energy is right for you, what use of your energy is the best way to move yourself along your path in the direction that you want to go, and maybe what uses of energy aren't so good for you or are promoting some of those bad habits and things that we're trying to leave behind. So might you be using energy in ways that promote fear or anxiety? And maybe it would be smart to think about whether that's the best use of your energy or not. And then as it relates to our yoga practice, so important to always know, to be listening to our body, to know when we need to back off a little bit. Maybe we need to put our knees on the floor and rest for a few postures. Always fine to skip a few postures, take breaks when you need to. So this will help you learn to listen to your body in the rest of your life as well. So relating to brahmacharya, I have a lovely quote today. This one isn't a reference to anyone. I found it on a magnet, actually a refrigerator magnet, and it was not told who the source was, but it's beautiful. It says, "Just a reminder that it is okay if the only form of exercise you get today is turning the pages of a book, making tea, and laughing with friends. Well-being is your whole body, mind, and spirit, so make sure your soul is getting as much exercise as your abs." So it's so lovely. Of course, I love vigorous yoga practice, I love core work, I love all that stuff, but super important to remember that there are times for other things as well. So I hope you enjoy this practice, but also remember that on days when you need to rest and just do a little breathing practice or a little meditation, that's also totally perfect. All right, so let's start with one long Om. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Inhaling for Om. Very nice. And then let's release our hands to our knees. I'm going to start with one of my favorite breathing practices, my favorite pranayama, which is alternate nostril breathing. So breathing through one nostril and then the other. And this is good at balancing the energy on the two sides of our bodies. So you keep your left hand at your knee, you bring the right hand up into a fist, and then you release the thumb and the small two fingers. And you're going to use your thumb to close your right nostril, and then alternately use the ring finger to close the left nostril. All right, so let's begin. Close your right nostril and inhale through the through the left for 2, 3, 4. Switch the hands, close the left nostril, exhale through the right for 2, 3, 4. Inhale, same side, right, 2, 3, 4, and switch the hands, exhale, left, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, left, and exhale, right, inhale, right, and exhale, left, inhale, left, exhale, right, inhale, right, and exhale, left. One more round on your own, I'm going to join you. Very nice. And release your hand and let the breathing come back to natural. All right, we're going to take one more pranayama practice before we start. This is my other favorite, brahmacharya pranayama, or the buzzing bee pranayama. So this is the one where we inhale deeply, and then on an exhale we hum. We hold the hum as long as our exhale lasts, and we do that 3 times with one natural breath in between. All right, inhale deeply. Natural breath in and out. Twice more. Inhale. Natural breath in and out. Last one. Inhale. All right, very nice, guys. So remember, each time we do that brahmacharya pranayama, we're toning and strengthening that vagus nerve, that parasympathetic nervous system. So good for us. All right, let's roll over onto our hands and knees for the work for the spine warm-up. So if you'd like to bring a blanket or a towel under your knees to pad your knees a little bit, feel free to do that. And then we're going to come into tabletop. So wrists are just under shoulders, knees just under hips, and we'll begin with some cat-cow. So inhale, belly down, head up. Exhale, push your spine up to the sky. Pull your belly up and in. Inhale, belly down, head up. Exhale, push your spine up to the sky. Inhale, belly down, head up. Exhale, push it up. Now you can add some rotational movement to your cat-cow if you like, sticking your ribs all the way out to the right, then coming down across the middle, then ribs go far left and up across the top. Make sure you take both directions, so then ribs left, down, to the right, and up. All right, great. Now let's work on a little core work while we're here. Right leg goes long behind, left arm front, and then let's crunch it in and out 5 times. Knee meets elbow. 1, exhale, 2, inhale, lengthen, 3, 4, and 5. Now the hand comes to the floor, the foot points up toward the ceiling, and then we're going to crunch it again. Inhale, up. Exhale, in. 2, 3, and 4, 5. Now the foot goes up to the ceiling, and we're going to push that foot up to the sky. All the while feeling your core pulling up and in, no droopy bellies. So foot goes up, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Switch the legs. Woo! You can feel that in your glutes a little bit. All right, left leg back, right arm forward. Let's crunch them in and out 5 times. Exhale, in. Inhale, length. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Hand down, foot up. 5 more crunches. Up and in. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then foot up. Foot goes toward the ceiling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. And then let's sink our hips back and rest a moment, child's pose. So feel your low back release a little, shift it side to side. All right, good, and then let's come back up to a tabletop. Now we're gonna spin on our left knee. So the left foot comes out to the left side of your mat, right foot comes long to the back. Now if you need a block under your hand, you can use a block here, or the hand can be at the floor, your choice. Right arm goes up to the sky. So this is a modified side plank. We're gonna inhale and take some big circles with our arm. We're using it mainly as a stretching pose here, not so much really like a strengthening plank. I like it to open my chest. So I'll even bring my arm back behind my body here to open the pec. Feels so lovely. One more time. Good, and then back to the center. All right, let's take the other side. So spin on the right knee, right foot comes out to the side of your mat, left leg long to the back, left arm up to the sky. Big circles with that top arm. And again, arm can come back behind you to really stretch that pectoralis muscle. Just feel your body getting warmed up, loosened up, and ready for the practice. Good, and back to the center. Now let's take a little twist. So our right arm goes up to the sky first, and then it's gonna thread under the left arm as you bring your right shoulder and the side of your head to the floor. So feel your spine twisting gently, and breathe. All right, good, come on back up. Let's take the other side. So left arm goes to the sky and then threads under that right arm, left shoulder to the floor, twist. Good, back to the center. Let's come to downward facing dog. So tuck your toes under, push your hips up to the sky, and stretch through those legs. You might walk it out a little bit. Wake up those calves and hamstrings. And then I like to roll it up and back 5 times. So push your spine up, roll forward into upward facing dog, and then push it back and up. That's 1. 2, really pull your belly up and back as you go back to downward facing dog. Here's 3, 4, and 5. All right, awesome job. Knees come to the floor, and remember, pad those knees if that feels better to you. All right, so we should be feeling our spine warmed up a little bit. Remembering brahmacharya, right use of energy. So if you ever need to take a break, you feel free to take a break. All right, otherwise we're going to get started with some of those kneeling sun salutations. So inhale, rise up onto your knees, gentle back bend at the top. Exhale, fold forward into child's pose. Remember, you can bring your hands to the floor. Inhale, come up into a cow, arch your back. Exhale, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Inhale, knees down, cow. Exhale, sit it back, child's pose. Inhale, come all the way up. And exhale, sit it down. Keep going, 4 more. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands and knees for a cow. Exhale, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Inhale, knees down, cow. Exhale, sit it back. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, have a seat. 3 more. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward, child's pose. Inhale for a cow. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, knees down, cow. Exhale, sit it back. Inhale up. Exhale, have a seat. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one on your own. You can hear how important the breath is. Making one movement with each breath turns these sun salutations into a moving meditation, really focusing on that breath and just focusing on what you feel in your body with each movement. Exhale, have a seat. All right, nice work. So now we're starting to feel ourselves building a little bit of heat. Let's keep moving forward with that. All right, come on up to a stand at the front of your mat. And remember, if you want to use the Y for C style sun salutations using the blocks, feel free to do that. But we're going to use the traditional Surya Namaskar A, or sun salutation A, here instead. All right, so I'll lead you through that. So standing near the front of your mat, you're going to inhale, stretch your arms up to the sky. Exhale, fold forward with a flat back. Now if you need to bend your knees to do that, it's totally fine. Hands plant to the floor. Then we inhale, head comes up just slightly, and we walk ourselves back to a plank. Strong plank, pushing through your shoulders. Then we inhale, shift forward. This is a swing through to upward facing dog. Inhale, push your hips up and back, downward facing dog. 3 breaths. So feel your shoulders stretch, your low back stretch. Body's waking up and getting ready for the practice. Now look to the front of your mat and walk forward on the first one. I'm never quite ready to jump in the first one. Lengthen your spine. Exhale, forward fold, and inhale, come up with a flat back. Exhale, hands to your heart. Good, 3 more like that. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees if you need to. Inhale, head up. Let's walk back one more time to a plank. This time, if you want to come through chaturanga, elbows go back toward your hips, chest stretches forward, and then through that to upward facing dog. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. 3 breaths. Feel your shoulders strong. Feel your arms externally rotate. So that means the crease of your elbow turns toward the front, okay? That helps your shoulders be in the proper alignment. Now look to the front. You can walk or jump in between your hands. Lengthen the spine, forward fold, and come up. Exhale, hands to your heart. 2 more like that. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, head up. This time, if you want, you can jump back to chaturanga. Make sure you bend your arms when you land. Jump back, chaturanga, through upward facing dog. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. 3 breaths. Look to the front, walk or jump. Lengthen your spine, forward fold, and come up. Exhale, hands to your heart. One more like that. Inhale up, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, head up. Make your way back, and you can always just walk back. You don't have to jump at all. You can step it back to plank, swing through to that upward facing dog, no problem. Chaturanga takes a lot out of the arms, so it's such a great brahmacharya, right use of energy to know when to skip the chaturanga and just do the swing through or go straight to down dog. Look to the front, walk or jump. Lengthen spine, forward fold, and come up. Exhale, hands to your heart. All right, stop and breathe a moment. So, sun salutations really turn on the heat, right? You're probably started to sweat. You're building heat in your body, but that's making you more flexible and getting you ready for the practice. All right, so it's great. All right, stop and breathe. Just notice the sensations of your body. Feel the energy moving. All right, now let's get started with the sequences. So we're going to inhale, stretch up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. We come into it like we're doing a sun salutation. Inhale, head up. Exhale, make your way back. Through upward facing dog to downward facing dog. All right. Now you're going to pull the right knee up and in toward your chest and place the right foot in between your hands. Then you're going to spiral the back heel down to where the foot is perpendicular, and then you're going to come up for warrior two. So remember, in warrior two, back foot's perpendicular to the mat, front foot faces the front. It's harder the wider your legs are, but eventually you're going to have the legs very wide, front thigh will be parallel to the floor. If that's too much for you, narrow the feet a little bit. Arms come out to the sides, nice strong arms, no droopy arms. Strong arms gaze over the right long finger and breathe. Good, now reverse. Left hand down, right arm up. Stretch that right arm up. Feel your right side stretch. Muscles in between your ribs stretch. Muscles under your shoulder stretch. Remember, if that's a tight shoulder for you, you can always bend that arm. Modify as you need. Good, now side angle. Right hand either comes to the thigh or in front of the knee. Left arm up or all the way up and over your head. Your choice. Good, straighten the front leg, reverse triangle, left arm down, right arm up. Really stretch your body up and back. Good, come through the center. Now stretch out your right hand and then tilt your body for triangle. So this is a place where you might use a block. If it's a little hard for you or feels awkward, you can place the right hand on a block. Left arm goes to the sky. Important alignment cue in triangle is to not let your body lean forward to get depth. So you need your shoulders in alignment, one over the other. You can have the right hand to a block or not. If it's not at a block, it can be right here in front or on top of your shin or ankle. Now, if you've got a little juice in you, extend both arms above the head, extended Trikonasana. This one's a gut buster. Good, bend the front knee to come up, back through warrior two. Now, interlace your hands behind your back, roll your shoulders back, and then tilt your body forward, humble warrior. So you can come forward as far as feels comfortable. If it feels good to stop right here, totally fine. If you want to keep going all the way down, arms stretch up and above your head. Good, then release both hands to the floor, back knee comes down. We're going to sink into that hip for a low lunge, stretching that left hip flexor, so those muscles on the front of the left thigh, arms stretch up to the sky. Remember, always fine to do a cactus instead if that feels better to your chest and shoulders. Good, both hands to the floor. Sink your hips back for half Hanuman. So you straighten that front leg, toes point toward the ceiling. You feel a big stretch through that front hamstring. Sink those hips back and stretch forward as far as feels okay. Good, then shift your weight forward, plant the hands, tuck the back toe and let it go. So we're coming here again through chaturanga or upward facing dog and go straight to downward facing dog. So again, here's a good place. Take a break if you need it. If you need to rest a moment, put your knees on the floor, rest in child's pose, or just sitting here at the back of your mat, whatever you need. All right, otherwise we'll rest in downward facing dog. I remember the first time I heard that downward facing dog was a resting pose, and I thought, that's crazy. But once you get used to doing it, it will become a resting pose. All right, ready for the second side. So if you were resting on your knees, come back to downward facing dog, please. And let's take the left foot in between our hands. Spiral the back heel down, coming up for warrior two. So warrior two with the left foot pointing forward, back foot perpendicular to your mat. Arms come up and we relax and breathe. Good, reverse, right hand down, left arm up. Stretch that left arm to the sky. Feel your left side body opening. Good, side angle. Left hand comes either to thigh or in front of the knee. Right arm to the sky or up and all the way over the head. Good, straighten the front leg, reverse triangle, right arm down, left arm up. Stretch your body up and back. Good, come through the center. Stretch out that left hand and then tilt your body for triangle. Remember, find to use a block under that bottom hand if that works better for you. Right arm to the sky, gazing up to the top hand if it's okay with your neck. And then if you're frisky, extended Trikonasana, both arms above head. And then bend the front knee to come out through warrior two. Then we're going to interlace those hands behind our back, roll your shoulders back. Really feel that chest opening here. And then when you're ready, tilt your body forward, humble warrior. You can stop here with a long line from the crown of your head to the back foot, or you can take your body all the way down, arms stretch up and over your head. Good, both hands to the floor, back knee comes down. Sink your hips forward for a low lunge. Arms up to the sky or to a cactus, your choice. You could even bring them to the top of your head if that's comfortable. Feeling a big stretch through the front of your right thigh, right hip flexor stretching. Good, hands to the floor. Sink your hips back, half Hanuman. Stretch that left leg. Feel the left hamstring stretching. Left toes come toward the ceiling. And you drape your body down over that left leg. Good, shift your weight forward, plant your hands, tuck the back toe, and take your transition. So you can take chaturanga if you like it, through upward facing dog, or you can go straight to downward facing dog, or you can take a rest. We'll take 3 big deep breaths here. All right, here comes the start of the second sequence. So we're going to take our right leg to the sky, feel that left calf really stretch. And then the right knee is going to come toward your right elbow and then sink down to the wrist and back up. Right leg back to the sky. And then right knee toward your nose and hold. Right leg back to the sky. Now bring your right knee in toward your chest, and then we're going to place the right foot over to the left side of our mat. Roll the back heel down, fall in triangle. Now, always fine to put that knee on the floor. So knee could be down or extended, your choice. In either case, strong right arm. If you're really frisky, pick up that front foot and then take the right leg back to the sky. Now, right knee comes toward the right wrist, and we sink our hips back for pigeon. So a couple of important alignment things for pigeon. So we don't want to let our hips roll open. So see, if you roll that back thigh open, it screws up the alignment. So the top of your back leg should be flat to the floor. Now, if this is a lot for your right hip, you may feel a lot of stretching through that right glute. You take a block and you stick it under the right side of your bum. That'll prop you a little bit and help you with that stretch. If you're okay with the hips at the floor, I like to stretch my body up first and then walk it gently forward, and just walk forward as far as feels okay to those muscles in your right rear end. If you can walk all the way to the floor, that's fine. Stop and rest. Feel your heart rate coming down, feel your breath coming under control if it was getting away from you a little bit. This is that relaxation response kicking in, helping to teach our body to balance itself out. All right, now walk your hands back to the floor, tuck those back toes, right leg comes up to the ceiling, and then the right leg's gonna open and bend the right knee. This is Adho Vrishika. Feels delicious to that right hip. If you're really frisky, you can flip it over for Wild Thing. The right foot comes to the floor. We push our hips and chest up to the sky. Otherwise, stay in Adho Vrishika, totally fine. All right, then come on back and let it go. Now again, your choice, chaturanga or not. Go straight to downward facing dog if you prefer. Remember, you're the only one that can feel your energy. Stop and breathe here or take a rest. All right, here goes the other side. Left foot to the sky. Feel that right calf stretch. Left knee to your left elbow. Down and up. And left leg back to the sky. Left knee to your nose and up. Now left knee pulls in, the left foot crosses over and sits down to the right of your mat. Back heel spirals down, fall in triangle. Remember, knee at the floor is totally fine. Your choice. If you're frisky, pick up that front foot and then bring it back through left leg to the sky. Left knee to your left wrist for pigeon on this side. Remember, top of the back leg is on the floor. Remember, you can use a block if you want to prop underneath that left hip. Totally good. Until you get a little bit more flexibility in that hip. Now, wherever you are, stretch up to the sky and then fold forward as far as feels okay. If it's right here, that's perfectly good. If you could go all the way down, go ahead and go down. Rest here. Feel the energy in your body. All right, and then walk your hands back to the floor. Tuck the back toes. Left leg goes high. Open that hip and dangle the foot over. Stay right here at Adho Vrishika if it feels good. If you want to flip it over, you can flip it over for Wild Thing. Push your hips up to the sky. Say hello to your fern. Hello, Seymour. And then let it go. Take it back to the center. Chaturanga or straight to downward facing dog. 3 deep breaths. Beautiful job, guys. You're through the hardest part of the practice, so let your breath come back to calm, easy, relaxed breath. Now look to the front, walk or jump. Lengthen your spine, fold forward, and come up. Exhale, stop and breathe a moment. So as I sometimes say, press your thumbs into your heart. Just feel your heart beating. Feel your deep, calm breath. Tune in to your own energy so that you can know how to use it rightly. All right, nice work. Okay, so I'm sweating too here. Woo! All right, so for a balancing pose today, let's take Natarajasana or dancer's pose. So I'll show you from the side first. So in this pose, we're going to reach back with our right hand and we're going to grab a hold of our right foot. So there are a couple different ways to do the grip. The simplest way is to turn your hand down and grab the foot from the outside. But if you do it this way, it makes it a little harder when you try to move forward with the pose. If this is the only way you can grab your foot, it's totally cool to start there. If you've got a little bit more flexibility, keep the palm facing up and try to reach to the inside of the ankle. This allows your chest to be a lot more open as you stretch the foot back. All right, so wherever you are, grab your foot. The first thing is to catch your balance here. So once you've caught your balance, you're holding your foot, the left arm stretches up, you stretch up to the sky, and then you tilt forward as you kick the right leg back, the left arm stretches forward, two energies stretching in equal and opposite directions. So one is holding you, balancing there against the other. You continue to kick the right foot back as you stretch forward. Eventually your upper body might come all the way parallel to the floor. If you fall out, it's no problem. Just get back in and try again. Breathing calmly, gazing at one point for balance. All right, good, and switch. Perfect. So that's a fun one. Takes a lot of practice at the beginning, balancing on one foot and doing a back bend at the same time. So there's a lot of stuff going on. All right, let's try the other side. So shift your weight into your right foot, left hand comes out. And again, you can take the foot at the outside or the inside of the ankle. Inside's a little better, I think, if you're able to do it. Once you catch your balance, right arm stretches up, stretch up, and kick the foot back as you tilt your upper body forward. So equal forces, left foot kicking back, right arm stretching forward. Feeling the arch come into your back. One more breath. And kick. And let it go. All right, guys. Awesome job. So, super vigorous practice. I hope you're listening to your body, but I hope you're also feeling how strong you are. All right, let's make our way onto the floor. So we're going to come down to the floor. Just have a seat, however that works for you. And we'll start just with some stretches of our legs. So let's extend the right leg. Sole of the left foot comes to the inner right thigh. And then you're going to turn your upper body to face over the extended leg. You're going to stretch your spine nice and tall and then gently walk your hands toward that right foot. So you want to feel your spine nice and straight. So we don't want to be curling forward, rolling the spine forward. Remember, that puts pressure on the front of our spine. So we want to feel like someone's got a ribbon to your sternum and they're pulling you forward. If you can come all the way down, that's fine. Go slow and breathe. Feel your low back releasing. Feel those big muscles in the low back stretching. Very nice. Come on back to the top. And let's switch the legs. So left leg extends. Sole of the right foot comes to the inner left thigh. We turn our body to face over the left outstretched leg. And then straighten your spine and gently walk it forward. So again, come to wherever you feel okay with a flat back. And then just relax there. Feel that low back stretch. Feel your body relaxing and coming down from all those vigorous standing poses. All right, nice job. And then walk yourself back to the top. Very nice. All right, let's take a little twist before we move on to some back bends. So we're going to tuck our left foot underneath and see if you can bring your right ankle up and over the left knee. If that's too much for your knees, you can keep the bottom leg outstretched and take it this way. All right, so wherever your legs are, then the right hand comes behind you like a kickstand, making your spine nice and straight. Left arm stretches to the sky, and then you twist to the right, first with your belly, then your ribs, then your shoulders, and then the left hand can drape down over the knee as you look around that right shoulder. Big, delicious twist here. Feel your spine ringing out. Very nice. Come on back to the front and release. We'll switch the sides. So left foot tucks under. You want to make sure you're not sitting on that right foot tucks under. You want to make sure you're not sitting on that right foot. Left foot's up and over. Left arm behind you, straight spine. Right arm stretches to the sky, and then we twist left belly first, then your ribs, then your shoulders. Arm drapes down and you look over that left shoulder. Another delicious twist. Feel that spine ringing out. Very nice. Come on back to the front. All right, and release. Now let's do a little bit of core work and then we'll get onto our backs. So remember, perhaps you've watched the core strengthening video. We're going to take Navasana or boat pose, which is awesome to strengthen our core and our hip flexors. So you're going to reach your hands underneath your thighs. You're going to be sitting up on your sits bones at first, and then you're going to sink back or feel yourself roll back just slightly, enough to pick up your feet. Now you can pick up the feet just an inch or two, or all the way up parallel to the floor, or all the way straight if that's okay. And then you can keep the hands at the backs of the thighs, or you can release them. 5 breaths. Good, and release. Nice work. All right, let's take that one more time. I'm going to scooch forward a little bit, try not to kick my cat Vato, and I'm going to show you this time when we release it, we'll take it down to the floor and back up for a little bit extra work. All right, one more time here. So reach your hands behind your thighs, roll your hips back very slightly, chest stretches up to the sky, extend the legs if you want to. 5 breaths. Now take it down to the floor. Don't drop all the way to the floor. Just bring it down almost to the floor and take it back up. And rest. Very nice job. All right, let's lie down here for a little back bending practice. So lie down on the floor. Let's rest a moment first. Feel your low back push into the floor. And then maybe take some windshield wipers with your legs. All right, very nice. We're going to take just 2 sets of bridge here. So for the first set, feet are flat to the floor, knees to the ceiling, hands reach toward your hips. And then you're going to push your hips up to the sky. If it's possible, you can shimmy those shoulders together under your back. You might even interlace those fingers. And then push the hips up. Feel your knees snugging toward one another, so you don't want the knees splaying out. That gives the wrong tilt to your pelvis. So knees in, hips up. Very nice. Then roll it slowly down. Rest a moment. You can take knees wide, or you can take feet wide, knees in, and knock them back and forth a little. Whatever feels good to release your low back. All right, let's take a second set of bridge. So second set of bridge is beautiful if that's what you're doing, so you know how to do it. If wheel is in your practice or you're working toward it, I'll show you what that looks like. It is a big stretch through the shoulders though, so don't feel like you have to jump right into this one, but if you know it and you've been doing it, I'll work you through it. So if you're taking bridge, it's hands at the floor, push the hips up. But if you're taking wheel, the hands come up beside your ears, and then you push the hips up just like bridge, and then push into the arms. Big extension through your chest, making sure you're always breathing in a back bend. And when you're ready, you roll it all the way back down. So if you've never done wheel before, don't feel frustrated. I'll teach you a couple of tricks for how to get into wheel. I'll make a tutorial on that because it really helps a lot when you're first working into it. My shoulders were so stiff and sore after my breast cancer treatment that it took me a long time to be able to get up into wheel. So I'll make a tutorial on that for you guys. All right. Now, reach for your block, or a rolled up blanket works just as well. We're going to take a resting restorative inversion today. So you're going to lift your hips up and place the block just under your sacrum. So don't get it too high to where it's under your low back. You want it under the sacrum, the big flat part at the back of your pelvis. And then we're going to just lift our legs up to the sky and rest here, turning your circulatory system upside down. Restful inversion. If you liked this vigorous practice, keep coming back. I will post a few more where I'll then start to teach you some of the more complicated inversions like shoulder stand or headstand. I think I'll also make a tutorial of that so that you can spend a little time with the alignment and how to set it up. But today, just rest here. Think about how beautifully you used your energy in the practice. Think about how strong you are and how far you've come. All right, very nice. Release those feet to the floor. Take that block out from underneath your back. Let's rest our legs all the way long. And then you're going to pull the right knee up and just interlace the hands in front of the right shin. Pull the knee up and out gently, like you were going to tuck the knee into your right armpit. This is Pavnamuktasana, so said to be very good for digestion. It's compressing gently the right side of your colon here. So the thighs shouldn't really be compressing your ribs so as to compress your breathing, but compressing that right abdomen. Good, and then release that side. Let's take the left. So left knee comes up and out. Interlace the hands in front of the knee and then pull that knee up and out, bringing it toward your left underarm. This side compressing the descending colon on the left side of your abdomen. Again, good for digestion. Good, release that side. And then let's bring both knees up to the chest together. Interlace the fingers over the front, or if you can reach all the way for your opposite elbows, and really pull those knees in and down. Try to flatten your low back against the floor here. So tailbone all the way to the bump of the back of your head, flat on the floor eventually. So good for your spine. So start to feel your body relaxing, coming down from all that energetic effort you put forth in the practice. We're going to have a final twist here and then Savasana. So release your legs, bring your feet flat to the floor at the wide edges of your mat. Arms are going to come all the way out to the sides, and then you're going to let the knees fall to the left as you gaze to the right. So big juicy twist here. If that feels fine and you want more twist, you can pick up the left ankle and put it on top of your right knee. Give a little leverage there to your twist. Just breathe. All right, good. Release that side. Let's take the other side. Knees fall right. Gaze goes left. And if that's good and you want more, right ankle goes across the left knee to pull that knee down toward the floor. Delicious twist. Body and mind starting to relax, turning inward. All right, very nice. Release your legs. Take any final movements that you feel like you need before Savasana. And then when you're ready, extend both legs long toward the bottom of your mat. Arms are down at your sides, palms facing up if that's possible. If you like to prop your head with a blanket, or you need to put a block or something under your knees to make you comfortable, that's perfectly good. Want to make sure you get into your most comfortable position for Savasana. I'm going to make my way to a seat just so I can lead you through it. But you guys stay there in a perfectly comfortable Savasana, resting at your mat. As you're moving into Savasana, let's take a little mental scan of our body. Start to get in touch with the energy in your body, noticing when there's tension. So notice your brow and your jaw, the muscles of your neck. If you feel muscular tension there, consciously release it now. Notice the big muscles of your shoulders and your upper back. Again, if you feel tension, let it go. Notice the big strappy muscles of your mid-back and low back. Consciously release them, melting into the floor. Notice the big muscles around your glutes and your hips. Notice your quads and your hamstrings. If you feel tension there, let it go. Consciously relax your entire body into the floor. And once you've made it here, complete relaxation of your body, and turn your awareness to your mind and notice if you've got some tension sort of chewing at you there. Very common, totally normal if you've got that. But see if you can train yourself to just give yourself a few minutes freedom from that. See if you can put it down. Not forcefully sort of stepping on it, but just breathing through it, letting it pass on by like a cloud in a windy sky. Giving yourself just a few minutes here, complete relaxation of body and mind. So for me, I think 5 minutes Savasana is the total minimum that you should do after a vigorous practice. Longer is better. So if you've got lots of time, go ahead and pause the video and give yourself extra time in Savasana. This is where our body gets all the juicy benefits. It's where your relaxation response can really kick in. If those pesky thoughts keep creeping back into your head and distracting you, just bring your awareness back to your breath. Notice the sensation of the breath moving in and out at your nose. Notice your chest or your belly gently rise and fall with each breath. Reading to you once again our quote for the day on brahmacharya, or right use of energy. Just a reminder that it is okay if the only form of exercise you get today is turning the pages of a book, making tea, and laughing with friends. Well-being is your whole body, mind, and spirit, so make sure your soul is getting as much exercise as your abs. Well, you guys today did a lot of work in your body as well, so I congratulate you on that. I hope you like this vigorous vinyasa practice. When you're ready to come out of Savasana, start waking up your body with some small movements of your fingers and toes. Then turning into larger movements, maybe rolling your wrists and ankles. Maybe you turn your head side to side, and then stretch your arms long above head, like you're just waking up. And then when you're ready, roll yourself onto one side. Take 1 or 2 breaths there. And then when you're ready, you can push yourself up to a comfortable seat to close the practice. So I always like to close practice with Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shanti means peace. It's Om, peace, peace, peace. Wishing peace for ourselves, peace for those around us, and peace for the universe. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Inhaling for Om. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for giving yourself this beautiful gift of yoga. Namaste.